Dr. Bharat Pankhania is a senior clinical lecturer at the University of Exeter Medical School in the UK. Doctor, welcome to the programme. You know what, you're such a regular with us on TRT World. I know what your reaction is going to be, but I have to ask you for it anyway. This seems to be a reminder of the previous struggles to get COVID-19 vaccine makers to share their patents and intellectual property rights. Lives are at stake, but money becomes more important.
Whilst I will agree with you, Adnan, with Mosquirix, the situation is a little bit more complicated. And let me share with you what the complications are. The vaccine works, but it isn't a brilliant vaccine. It provides protection for about 30% of the people who are fully immunized. And the fully immunization is three jabs plus a fourth one. So there is quite a lot of jabs to have. And the immunity only lasts a maximum of 4 years. So there are a lot of issues also with the vaccine and vaccine uptake and side effects from the vaccine. So unfortunately, compared to COVID-19, the picture with the malaria, falciparum malaria vaccine is a little bit more complicated.
Right, that's really interesting, actually. Help us here a little bit. You remember the Zika outbreak in Latin America around the time of the World Cup in Brazil? Obviously, we know what mosquitoes are doing to people in sub-Saharan Africa, especially children. There was a trainee commercial pilot who was bitten by a mosquito in Belgium in July last year. The infection spread to her brain and she died. So that's 3 different parts of the world. Are all mosquito bites the same? Are all mosquitoes the same?
No, not at all. So there are mosquitoes, and then depending on what they are carrying, they can give you malaria, they can give you Zika, they can give you dengue fever, they can give you yellow fever. So it depends on the type of mosquito and what pathogen that they're carrying in their saliva. These are the female biting mosquitoes. It's only the females. And depending on which part of the world and depending on what they're carrying, they give you that infection. It can be a range of those things that I mentioned.
Okay, for the poorest parts of the world, and because of the worst effects being felt in sub-Saharan Africa, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has been giving out thousands and thousands of nettings to cover beds so that the mosquitoes can't get through at nighttime. What are the other best ways of protecting oneself?
Now, this is a very important point. So instead of just a sole focus on vaccines, which, as I said, unfortunately don't work very well, the netting cost, so the vaccines cost, for example, $20. The netting costs $5. And then the anti-malarial pills cost $1. So in terms of value for money, those medicines given as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, also work. The netting also works. And one more thing that we need to do during the rainy season is inform, advise, educate, and remove those places where those mosquitoes can breed, i.e. water puddles, stagnant water, etc. All of these measures are important, especially as, unfortunately, we haven't got a brilliant vaccine against malaria as yet.
Dr. Bharat Pankhania, thank you so much indeed. Enjoy the rest of your day. No doubt it'll be a working day. It's still early for you there in the UK, isn't it? Thank you so much.